sharpened my political understanding and analysis. It certainly led me to believe that the only way to achieve things is through collective support, through mass working class organisations.
The march was the start of the fight back in the 80s against the destruction of working class communities by the then Conservative government. For many it was an awakening. They became politicised by the march and developed a deeper knowledge of what was going on in society. It changed me, gave me a broader political outlook. More importantly, the events of May 1981 made me realise that I wasn't alone. People came together to change things. It helped me define who I am. It's part of who I am. I could easily have gone down so many routes at the time, and many of my friends did.
They did learn, they got educated. I noticed a massive change in the young people that happened from the first early days to what they were like when they got to London. They could answer the questions. They could stand up on the platforms. They had been educated. And they were educated in the struggle. It was the first time that people had taken them seriously and people listened to them and took on board what they were actually saying as well.
So the People's March was a real, for me, transitioning from a young person to a young adult was very significant for me on a personal level.
You cannot keep marching all the time. You cannot just keep marching around the country. So there'd been thought given to where we went from here. And that was the call to go back to your communities. And that's when the TUC Unemployed Workers Centres started proliferating.
Merseyside's a big place. There were a lot of people involved in Kirby who'd been on the march. Kirby was very active. Again, you don't blow your own trumpet, but I would say the Wirral and Kirby, I would say, were the most active parts of Merseyside. Perhaps that's because they could be more easily identified. Kirby was like a little island at the end of the road there, and the Wirral's the other side of the water. So we had a bit of identity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, on the Wirral, we organised just about every person who took part in the MS Manpower Service Commission community programme schemes. We joined them into unions, and again, a lot of them got involved in things like occupations, joined trade unions, and got involved politically. So it was very good to see young people who perhaps naturally might have gone towards the right wing were getting involved in the trade union movement and seeing the point of socialism.
Even if we didn't invoke the legacy, the purpose of the march still lasts, but the effect of the march is not lost. People who participated in it would in their own ways become active and spread the seeds around. And furthermore, the fact that march took place, thousands of people have seen it, and they will remember that as well, and things of that nature. So I think that march would have left a fertile ground for future marches, not only for jobs, but for other humanitarian activities to flourish. That is that fertile ground. And to me, it's not all that lost.